Did you ever want to make your imagination come to life? Well, then 3D technology is something you'll definitely like. After taking the world by storm, 3D printing is now right here in Namma Bengaluru. 3D printing has become a rage internationally, and we were waiting to when we would see the technology in Namma Bengaluru, and seems like imagination is brought to reality by this man Prasad and his team. Prasad, tell me about 3D printing. What is it all about, and why isn't it extensively used in India yet?
3D printing is a technology wherein you convert digital data into a physical objects just at a click of the button. Okay, without any tooling, and most of the times without any manual involvement, labor involvement, unlike in the factories and all. So it is picking up slowly in India, and in the past 2 years, I think we are doing better than it was earlier, and people are starting to talk about 3D printing in various applications.
What is 3D printing all about? Well, how is it achieved really?
For 3D printing, is generally done in, of course, 3D printers, and they take input from a digital file, which is designer designs object on the computer, and then he can print it. Or otherwise, I can show you a little later. We have a 3D scanners also. So any physical object, you can go and scan it, capture it in the 3D, and then you can feed it to the machine, and machine will print the part and give it to you.
If you have a picture of me, you can print a prototype of me?
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
And how long does it take?
Depends. You can see here 3D print of Vishwesvaraya.
Yeah.
So we just saw the Vishwesvaraya bust and 3D scanned Vishwesvaraya. And then we printed, and this probably would have taken around less than an hour to print.
Less than an hour?
Less than 1 hour.
And you've got it bang on, like it's perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Possible.
So we hear 3D printing is used across various industries.
Yes.
If you can name a few and how?
It has been used in various research and development organizations, be it automotive, aerospace, consumer goods, electronics, and even architectural field, and even in academia they are using it now because they learn about product innovation.
Right.
And of late, even in the medical field, they are using it. They are printing, prosthetics. They are printing organs for surgical planning.
Right.
Host of things they are doing. Everywhere it is there.
Yeah.
And even the industrial designers, people who conceive new products, so they also do that. You can look at this part, which is
These are
3D printed.
3D printed glasses.
3D
Are they
printed
3D glasses as well?
No. Yeah.
Nice. So
Yeah.
that's out of three. Okay, so before we see 3D printing objects that would come in possibly clear colors or white, but now you have different kinds of colors that we see.
Well, since a couple of years we got into color 3D printing also, and we can print in multiple colors. We can print elastomers, that is rubbers, and we can print transparency. Okay, and we can print even medical grade materials.
Right. I think it's a breakthrough in the field of medicine and science. That's something that we've been hearing of, and there have been a couple of surgeries or operations that have taken place with the help of 3D technology, to be more precise.
Exactly. Not couple of. There are hundreds of surgeries that are happening worldwide with the 3D printed organs and all. Imagine, if there is a defective heart or something like congenital heart disease or something a baby is born with, what we do here is, we take the scan data, which is in a DICOM format, and convert it to STL, and you can print the heart, and the surgeon can see the heart in hand, and he can plan his surgery very well.
Wow. Yeah, we've heard that. Now tell me, in Bengaluru, you all had started you all did a festival, decorated it with all 3D printed material?
Yeah, a couple of years back, every news about 3D printing was global, so we wanted some news to originate from India.
Okay.
So we came up with the idea of 3D printing the Maharashtra's famous Ashtavinayaka. and we printed all the 8 idols and some of the famous idols like Dagdu Seth Halwai and Siddhi Vinayaka and all. And in 2014, during Ganesha festival, we displayed them for a week long in Rangoli Metro Arts Center. And I mean, believe me, it caught a lot of imagination worldwide. I mean, it was printed in Japan, Italy, China, Taiwan, everywhere the news was carried about India. The videos of this thing were displayed everywhere. So it was a huge, 8 feet installation consisting of all the 8 idols and some of the other idols of Ganesha.
Nice. Congratulations for spearheading that. Now, if you can tell us, what is the material that you use in 3D printing? I see this is plastic.
Yeah, we use various industrial thermoplastics, as well as we also use photopolymers, which are light cured, UV cured photopolymers. So
Metal?
metal not yet. In our technology, metal is not there, but metal printers are also quite popular. But then, today they are not come at a desktop level. I mean, they are still very much industrial and on a little on the expensive side. But the plastic 3D printers are at desktop level. You don't need an extensive setup. You can call it as desktop manufacturing. Okay, you can write on your conference room. You can see here also there is a 3D printer.
Yeah,
so you can.
If I can ask, what if I want to get a bus made of this size or a scan? How much would it cost me? This is just a question for.
The cost would range from somewhere from 200 rupees to 1,000 rupees, depending on the material you choose.
Right.
Suppose you want it to be transparent or you want to be
Absolutely affordable.
absolutely affordable, absolutely no problem. I mean, you can print anything using a 3D printer. It's affordable and it's also very beneficial. I mean, like in case of a surgery, even if it costs 10,000 to print a heart in color with all the nerves and blood vessels inside. And it's a great benefit, and the surgical planning also can be done in advance. Surgery
Fabulous.
can be faster.
One thing that we realize is that not many people know about 3D technology, 3D printing. Is there anything that you're doing to really shed light on that?
We at Altem have taken a lot of initiatives. I mean, the Ashtavenika project was one thing what I highlighted earlier. We also have our own portal where people can experience 3D printing at free of cost. And in this portal called printmycat.com, they can upload their designs. We print them and give them at free of cost. We also conduct some summer camp for kids. Last year we tied up with one of the summer camp organization here, and we took a couple of classes for them here, educating these 8-year to 14-year-old on 3D printing technologies.
Nice.
Okay,
And I'm sure they're excited as hell. I mean, just imagine what you imagine becomes reality in like 2 hours.
the kids were trying to print a 3D printer out of a 3D printer.
Really?
Yeah, they were asking. I mean, can I have a 3D printer and print more 3D printers and sell them? So they're quite imaginative, and I personally was with them for good 4 hours, and it was very exciting for me to train them. And probably this summer also we will invite some kids and train them.
Prasad, thank you so much for taking up that initiative. But we do understand, I think, what we're really highlighting here is how it's become a breakthrough in the field of science. And I think a lot of hospitals in Bengaluru as well as adapting 3D technology to sort of get their surgeries accurate. We have a doctor with us.
Yeah, Dr. Thiru Murugan is here,
Yeah.
and he can, tell you more about the medical applications, how it is used worldwide as well as in India and in Bangalore.
Dr. Thiru, a dental doctor who's also extensively researching on the prospects of 3D technology in the world of medicine. Dr. Thiru, can you tell us about what are the possibilities with 3D printing in medicine?
Okay, basically I have also studied nanomedicine, so it has a lot of applications about the 3D printing also. Right now I'm just having this heart model with me.
Okay, that's just made out of the 3D printing machine?
Yes, it's made of a 3D printing machine, and moreover you can see like multiple colors, and you can also differentiate according to the pathology of the condition. On the other hand, for example, in India we do have congenital heart disease, in which 150,000 babies are born with CHD, and around 75,000 babies are just dying on the same. So those are like one of the complex surgeries which we have in cardiology. And moreover, the size of a heart of a baby will be almost like a walnut. So you can imagine the nerves and vessels, how complicated it is for the cardiologist to do the assessment and plan a surgery. Just in the same case, we can imagine the same heart where you can 3D print from the data of the child, I mean of the baby. For example, this MRI and CT is already there. So this is going to be a live model which you will be holding, and you can just have a conversation with your surgeons on how you're going to do the surgery, what is the incision you have to do, where exactly you're having the anomaly, I mean anomaly or pathology, whatever it is. So in that case, they can plan this surgery very prior, and the treatment plan will be made accordingly.
Nice. So you're saying it helps you getting your surgery perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Literally. And just in the same case, I have been meeting a lot of doctors, and I have been studying like how it will be helping in the surgeons. So from the series of cardiologists whom I had visited, so they were like, this technology is going to be one of the amazing thing, because we literally know what we are going to do before getting into the surgery. So they are like kind of excited, and one of the saddest part is like.
Not used to much yet.
Yes, because this particular technology, I mean, relevant to the medical, happened from the year July 2015. That was in USA. So from USA, they had started into other Western countries like, and then into Europe, like Japan.
But
So
it came late to India?
Yes, it is. It's very late. And moreover, a lot of doctors, they had a basic idea of, okay, so there is something in the 3D printing, but they don't know like it's just getting to this level. I mean,
so
the
finally
applications of
it's come to Bengaluru.
Yes.
Thanks to all of you. You've made it possible. But we see a brain here. Can you explain this? You've made this.
Okay, so basically all of the surgery will be happening after taking an MRI or CT. Okay, so that's more like an X-ray, you can say. So you do have that, but you won't have the feeling of holding that model, literally. Okay, so for example, this is a case of brain tumor. Okay, so I can make an arrangement like, see, this is a transparent one. Okay, so I can make it as I can just simply open it, and this is the tumor. Okay, so the surgeons can plan, okay, so this is the tumor structure, and this is where the critical structures will be running. So we have to do the incision here, so they can literally plan accordingly. So that's one of the added advantage. So we can make in any way, like just in the cross section. So it, according to the physician, I mean the surgeon's knowledge, they can prepare models and they can use it for multiple purposes.
Wow. And this looks quite deadly and scary to me. It's a skull, but of a patient, yeah.
Yeah, obviously. So you can imagine you have a patient with some head trauma, like that is an injury. Okay, so obviously there are certain conditions when the brain is injured, it will keep on swelling. Okay, so obviously you can see we have to cut a portion of this skull just to get the brain exposed. So in that cases, we just have to plan like till what extent we have to cut it. Okay, and imagine like we can just see it in the system. And if the doctor wants to do the cutting, like, okay, yeah, so I have to do it from here to here. And then they can imagine, okay, oh, okay, I should have cut it in a different way. Like we should have approached from a different way. So all those things, even if the doctor is planning for a complex surgery, all those things can be planned accordingly to this, because they can take a repetitive models out of this, and they can do the surgical complete surgical training, like where they have to make the incision. Okay, so we will cut from here, we will do the approach here, and we have to fuse a bone here. Like so, I have also added one of a video like in which the doctor would be mentioning about how much like important it is to have a model of a particular skull.
I mean, now that it's possible, I can't even imagine what would you do without it.
Yeah, I mean, surgeons are just doing for a long time, but this is more like a very added advantage, because now they can just go for a surgery with like some 110% sure. Okay, so now I can do the surgery exactly. So this is where I'm just going to make the incision, and moreover, all this geometry, and they can do the measurement. And for example, like if we have to do a template, it will take like 2 or 3 days. It depends upon the complexity. So in the same way, we can do all the measurements, and we will just do a template printing out of a 3D printing machine immediately.
In 3 hours.
Yeah, just
In 3 days, as against 3 days, you can do this in 3 hours.
absolutely. And also in the same way, you can input the data, and there are some metal printers available. Even though it is expensive, some of the surgery, some of the hospitals can afford it, because they can even print a complete titanium implant, so that they can print it and then they'll use it for the patient immediately.
Right. Nice. Dr. Thiru, can you tell me, has hospitals in Bengaluru adapted this technology? Are they open to it? Has anybody...
No, I mean, as I said earlier, a lot of doctors has heard, okay, there is something with the 3D printing, but they are not completely aware of it. Because even though there are certain doctors, like most of friends of mine from different disciplines, I have been in touch with them and I have been explaining about them. Like, they are like very curious and they are surprised, look, oh my God, like these things are happening. I mean,
and what is the most prominent or most popular surgeries that have been, conducted internationally? Like facial, is it more to do with plastic surgeries or even?
It will help in each and every discipline. It depends upon the doctor's idea, because for cardiology, for neurosurgery, and for making prostheses, and also for these brain-related surgeries, it can be used in each and everything. Even, for example, some tumor cases like liver tumor, kidney tumor is there. So they can design like where exactly the tumor is extending, so they can do a complete planning before getting into the next level. So yeah, this is a multidisciplinary one.
Right. And what is that? What is this that you have?
Okay, so this is a model of a foot. So basically, we do have these kind of models in colleges for teaching purposes. Yeah. So you can say like, oh, this is your first part of phalange, and this is the second part, and this is the metatarsal, and all those things. Like these are all like metaphalanges. All those are like completely medical term, and these sort of models are available to the colleges. So it will be like a very routine one. Okay. Now they can design the same thing with the pathology, and there are certain surgeries we can simulate through 3D printing, but it will be like more realistic than the existing ones. Wow. For example, there are certain neurosurgeries in which the postgraduate students, they won't get a complete access. I mean, they won't be like training on a patient. Yeah. They cannot do it because they cannot risk the life of a patient. Right. So that's there. So only the experienced doctors will be doing, and all of the other surgeons, they will be just see like how he is just dealing with the cases. Mm-hmm. So that particular case can be simulated using a 3D printing, advanced 3D printers, and the trainee people, I mean the doctors, postgraduate students, and certain complex cases, they can do a simulative surgery that can be used for like complete education purposes. So the doctors will be having a complete training while coming out of the college to practice.
Lovely. All right. That sounds absolutely, magical, I think, in every sense, in every field, in every vertical, it can be used, and how, right? So anything that y'all are doing to promote this technology in the city, for people to adapt it a little more in their possibly daily lives, for projects, students to come up with their school projects, or just about anything, hospitals aside.
For example, like in this sense, it will be even used for some plastic surgeries. We also do have a 3D scanner with us, so that, for example, if a person's one eye is completely missing, and if they just want to do a prosthesis out of it, so it's literally like they can do a complete scanning of the face, and so if the patient is having this much of measurement, so all these measurement can be completely matched, and we can just make a mirror image of it. Wow. So the processes can be made out of it. So we don't have, before the doctors will be using the scales, and then using the technology, they will be measuring it.
They could go wrong with it as well.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it happens. So just in the same way, this is like a transparent one. Okay, so whatever the cone beam, the CBCT and MRI and CT scans can provide, that image can be completely made as a model. So some realistic anatomical models can also be made out of this.
Right. All right, brilliant. Thank you so much, Dr. Thiru. There you go, 3D technology, catching up in Namma Bengaluru. I think it was about time that it happened.
Yes, it's happening now, and moreover, I'm just educating doctors about this technology because everyone is like more surprised. And right now, I'm just traveling to meet some experienced doctors and getting their opinion, and I'm just explaining them what's really happening.
Let's hope you achieve good results with that. And India accepts and takes on 3D technology just like across the world. We wish you all the very best in your future endeavors with that. With camera person Prasad, this is Nabila for News 9.